If an aircraft's pitot tube or static port gets blocked, what now? This is a typical exam question that we get from a lot of students, and they don't understand how to answer it, probably because they don't really understand the instruments as well as they should. But what I'm going to do in this video is I'll just make it easy for you to have a little diagram that you can remember how to answer this question in the exam. So the question is typically, what will the airspeed indicator read if an aircraft is in a climb and the pitot tube gets blocked? Or the question will be, what will the airspeed indicator read if the aircraft is in a climb and the static port gets blocked? And then it's also the opposite of that. What will the airspeed indicator read if the aircraft is in a descent and the pitot tube gets blocked? Or what will the airspeed indicator read if the aircraft is in a descent and the static port gets blocked? So you've basically got 4 variables and you need to remember them. Now, if you look at these little diagrams that I've drawn, these were diagrams that I used many years ago when I was writing my exams. So it's very simple. The black line is your reference line. Okay, the orange is my stick aircraft. Okay, main wings and the tail, main wings and the tail, and you can see this aircraft is in a climb, it's going upwards, that one is in a descent, it's going downwards. Typically you'll find the pitot tube of an aircraft towards the front on the left wing, so the red little line there is my pitot tube, and then the green is my static port. Okay, so you typically find that towards the back of the aircraft mostly. So I've put that green dot there and that green dot there. The important thing here is that when the aircraft is in the climb, you have to draw your picture where your pitot is above the black reference line and your static port must be below the black reference line. And the opposite there, the pitot must be below the black reference line and the green static port must be above. Now it's very simple. If they ask you, an aircraft is in a climb and the pitot tube gets blocked, what will the airspeed indicator do? It's very simple. Anything above the line, so in this case you can see there's the reference line, the pitot tube is above the line, the airspeed indicator will overread. So think above the line as over, and anything under the line here will be under. And it's the same on that side. So here's the question. An aircraft is in a climb, the pitot tube gets blocked, what will the airspeed indicator do? In this case it will overread. An aircraft is in a climb, the static port gets blocked, what will the airspeed indicator do? It will underread because the static port is under the reference line. Okay, and the opposite goes for descending. An aircraft is in a descent, the pitot tube gets blocked, what will the airspeed indicator do? You can see it's under the black line, so the airspeed indicator will underread. An aircraft is in a descent, the static port gets blocked, what will the airspeed indicator do? You can see the static port is above the reference line, so now the airspeed indicator will overread. And that is how to answer the pitot static block question in your pilot exams.